Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Victoria here at Radiant Moon Tarot. This is your weekend reading for May 20th through 22nd, 2022. If you're new to my channel, a very warm hello. Welcome to you. If you're returning, welcome back. As always, I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. Let's see what's coming out for your weekend. See what opportunities are coming up or what energy that you are dealing with. All right, we have a burst of magic, very nice, and we have an uncharted sea. Ooh, nice. Maybe some of you are going on a bit of an adventure. The uncharted sea can certainly represent, just on a weekend reading here, that perhaps you are going out into the great wild, the great unknown, okay? Maybe a path less traveled, okay? Maybe you've got a little bit of an adventurous spirit going on in the weekend ahead, all right? So the uncharted sea is, just this energy of where you might not necessarily know where you're going. You're just floating on like a wind, like the wind on the trees, and you're just going in the flow. It's also one where you're trusting your intuition as well. Okay, you might be taking the path less traveled or something, or going out on an adventure. Okay, but your intuition is also giving you some guidance in the weekend ahead here as well. Okay, and you might not necessarily know, you might just be feeling like a little bit of a tug, a bit of a push or a pull, or maybe spirits dragging you by the hair, okay, in a certain direction, and spirits reminding you here with the uncharted sea to trust that instinct, to trust your intuition. Sometimes we're just led on a path, and without overthinking, overanalyzing, or worrying about it too much, we're just led to somewhere interesting, somewhere maybe that's a little bit unfamiliar. So it could be a thought process, it could be a creative process, all right? It could be something in your, maybe just on a sense of discovery, okay? You might be just discovering something. So it's a very interesting kind of energy, because we also have a burst of magic coming in here as well. And so this is number one. You might have something kind of surprising that happens this weekend for you. Okay, a burst of magic is just something maybe a little bit inspirational, maybe a little bit a surprise that comes out of nowhere, okay? Or, perhaps you are embracing the inner magician within you here as well with this burst of magic. Very positive energy that is coming in there for you with that one, okay? So I think your intuition is very much on track, on point this weekend. Okay, and actually, considering Mercury is still in retrograde, your intuition, okay, and your higher senses may actually be the better path to follow than your physical ones in some cases, right? Especially as far as communication goes, okay, all of those things, because communication and whatever can sometimes go a little bit sideways when we do have that retrograde energy there. So perhaps the most trustworthy form of communication is your higher senses. So it's just a very interesting energy. I like it. I like it. Paths less traveled, destination unknown. It's also, like I said, a very spiritual energy as well. So perhaps some of you are, really spending some time on your spiritual self this weekend there as well. Okay, you might not necessarily know what that looks like yet, but maybe you're trying something new, getting out of your comfort zone a little bit in both your physical world and also your spiritual one as well. So maybe you're trying something new, but I think your senses are all very much heightened in the weekend ahead here. So let's see what else we have coming out for you. First off, we've got the King of Cups. Well, hello, sir. We also have the Five of Swords. Don't like you, but that's okay. And we have the Seven of Wands coming out there as well. All right, let's have a look. The bottom of the deck here, we've got the Queen of Wands. There's your adventurous spirit. Okay, the Queen of Wands is a sense of adventure, excitement, okay, feeling motivated, feeling energetic, having a little bit of drive and determination. Okay, the Queen of Wands can certainly be your energy. You're very confident, you've got a good handle on things. Okay, maybe you're even feeling a little bit powerful and brave. Okay, but this can also represent a person that may have some sort of influence in your world in the weekend as well. The Queen of Wands, quite often that best friend kind of energy, someone that inspires you, or someone that kind of pulls you out of your comfort zone a little bit. They may just motivate you to get moving and shaken. But of course, with that being an adventurous kind of energy, the wands are always a little bit of adventurous. Okay, it could be someone that you're making some plans with to go out and do something fun with. All right, but we do have the King of Cups coming in here for you. So first of all, the King of Cups can certainly be your energy. Okay, so perhaps you are focused, you got a good handle on your emotions. That's great. It's a very wonderful sense of being mature, being in the driver's seat. Okay, perhaps you're playing a lead role in something in the weekend here as well, following your heart, maybe just taking the lead. You might need to be a little bit diplomatic in the weekend ahead. The King of Cups, it's like, I'm at the top of my game right now. You know what? I think if there's any kind of, because there's a quarrel maybe in here for your weekend, okay, lead with your heart, not with your head. Lead with your intuition, not with your physical senses. Okay, this could certainly be where this is leading. All right, your heart will lead the way, your intuition will lead the way. But the King of Cups, you may also need to do a little bit of conflict resolution. Okay, empathetic kind of leader energy that is coming in there. So perhaps as far as communication goes, you are the one breaking up some sort of dispute or some argument, okay? But there may be that element of diplomacy there as well. However, the King of Cups also is a little bit of love and romance coming in. So maybe you're just really having a positive outlook on your weekend ahead. You might have to sort through a couple little issues here and there, okay? But I think overwhelmingly you are very positive for the week ahead. But you might also feel your creative juices flowing a little bit also, and of course your intuition very much heightened. Now, the King of Cups can certainly also represent a person. We could have a male and female coming in here, the Queen and the King. We may have one of each, okay, or someone that's just in touch with that energy. We all have divine masculine and feminine within us, and sometimes we are a little bit more on the masculine side, sometimes the feminine side of being open and receptive, okay, and sometimes we're in the action mode of the yang energy. So you could have something here where you're a little bit out of balance. Okay, the Queen of Wands being at being on the bottom of the deck there, okay, could be something that is influencing you or something a little bit unseen. And the King here, so you've got your masculine energy there. So perhaps if you are engaging in any kind of spiritual growth this weekend, or maybe you're just spending some time with yourself, okay, maybe there's some balance that may be needed somewhere there. Okay, so just a little bit of a heads up for you. So maybe you're restoring some balance, but you might need to change something along the way. But the King of Cups can certainly be a friend, a family member, somebody close to you, maybe even someone new. Okay, and maybe there is some love and romance and some friendship and some really wonderful, warm, fuzzy energy that is coming in here. But we do have the Five of Swords, so there may be a little bit of conflict that is highlighted for your weekend somewhere in here. Maybe the Five of Swords. Oh man, this comes up a lot during Mercury retrograde. So again, there may be some sort of misunderstanding. Watch your words this weekend, okay? Be very cautious with your communication. Make sure you communicate from your heart, okay? Think about what you really want to say before you say it. Retrograde energy, we quite often do have, a lot of miscommunication. We got things that go a little bit sideways. And the Five of Swords can represent some conflict and challenges, but it can also be that one where perhaps you're in a healthy debate with somebody, okay, maybe two siblings standing in the kitchen and you're just swapping ideas back and forth, and you're having a little bit of debate. Well, this is what I think, this is what you think, blah 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 blah. And the next thing you know, someone just gets that last word in somewhere, and that's the one that hurts, right? Because we want to win the argument, okay? We want to get our way, and sometimes that last word, that last sentence is the one that really hurts, okay? So be very cautious with your communication there. The fives do represent obstacles, challenges, right? But they also represent the opportunity to change, to do something a little bit different. So perhaps here you are revamping your communication style, okay? You're thinking twice about how you communicate or how you verbalize something. And, instead of maybe sending a text message, perhaps you phone somebody, okay? Those kind of things, right? Text messages and emails, I've been saying it all week, I think. They are the most misunderstood forms of communication ever. They are instant, and people get upset. Like if you've sent someone a text message, right? Or someone sends you a text message, you're busy, you're working, right? If it was really important, pick up the freaking phone, okay? And people get mad if you don't answer a text message or an email right away. Well, those aren't urgent forms of communication. They're instant forms of communication, but they're not urgent ones. So there may be some sort of conflict there in regards to communication. So maybe if you are really wanting to get a hold of somebody, perhaps pick up the phone instead of sending a text message or an email, and you may avoid a little bit of confrontation. Speaking of confrontation, we may have one with the Seven of Wands. Okay, the Seven of Wands is really reminding you that you are in a position of strength. Okay, your personal power, you're confident. All right, and you may have some challenges that you're facing in the weekend ahead, but you are facing them head on, and you are overcoming them. Okay, you're in that position of strength. You may even have something here where you're rising above a challenge. Okay, you might be taking the high road, especially if there's any kind of communication issues, any kind of infighting, maybe something in regards to a family, an argument or something there. Okay, and you might be taking the high road. All right, but the Seven of Wands can certainly just be that you might have a couple little challenges in your way in the weekend, okay, but you're figuring out a way past them. But you might need to stand your ground for something as well. You might need to draw that line in the sand. Seven of Wands quite often is one of advocating for something, okay, standing up for what's right. So you might be advocating for other people, okay, or you might be even advocating for yourself, standing your ground and not letting anything go, right? There might be something that's really important to you in the weekend here, okay? And, you could just be figuring out a way to get around some obstacle, but there may be something that's so important for you that you're like, no, I'm not backing down, okay? So let's see what else. The advice from Spirit, the Empress. The Empress is a reminder of self-love and self-care. Okay, the Empress is a reminder that there's a lot of wonderful energy blossoming and growing. So it could certainly be with the King of Cups and the Empress that perhaps there is some self-love, self-care that's needed this weekend. Okay, take care of yourself with that Empress energy. Sometimes we don't do that, right? Restore some balance and harmony in your world. Perhaps you spend a lot of time taking care of other people, okay? Or, it's your divine feminine here that may actually be a little bit out of alignment, okay? So perhaps restoring a little bit of balance, getting in touch with your feminine side, self-love, self-care, connection with spirit, with the divine, may be the order of the day for you for the weekend, okay? However, the Empress, as advice from Spirit, is also a reminder here that if you want to get something done, now is the time to plant some seeds, to get things started. It is an energy of fertility, right? So it's a very fertile and abundant time for you right now to put some plans in place, to grow your relationships, to start creative projects and endeavors, okay? Or of course to enhance your spiritual or your feminine side. It's a great time for that. The Empress is a reminder there from Spirit to go with the flow. Okay. And, perhaps maintain a positive, loving outlook and aspect to things rather than getting embroiled in some sort of issues. Okay, maybe rise above them in a little way, right? The Empress is always just kind of sitting back on the throne going, you know what? I'm not getting involved, or I'm just watching everything blossom in front of me, right? I'm just attracting all kinds of opportunities and wonderful things towards me. The Empress attracts abundance, attracts love, attracts all these wonderful, great things into her world. So yes, this is a great time for you to attract all kinds of things. If you're looking for some love and romance, this may be the weekend. The Empress, of course, ruled by Venus. All right, so all of these things, you got a lot of wonderful things blossoming in your world, but again, you might need to focus on your own needs. Okay, this may cause a little bit of conflict. Okay, that's that Seven of Swords. It's like I'm locking the bathroom door and I am having a bubble bath and no one is coming in. Okay, you might need to fend off some people. Okay, especially if you've got like kids in the house or you've got a significant other that sometimes may be a little bit needy. Okay, you might need to really draw that line in the sand, right? Lock the bathroom door, bolt it, whatever, just to at least maybe get a little bit of alone time. okay? Or if you're looking to connect with nature, also with that Empress energy, very connected with Mother Earth. You know, your kids are sitting there going, I want to come with you. I want to come with you. And you're like, no, you're staying home. Okay. So just something there that you might need to kind of draw that line in the sand and say no. Okay. Even though you might be usually fairly generous. All right. So remember, take care of your own needs. But yes, love and all of these lovely things are blossoming in your world, but also a couple of day-to-day kind of, you know, little challenges along your way. Blessings headed your way, the Two of Swords. If you have an important decision to make, you have the ability to make it. I think you're getting some clarity here with this one, okay? The Two of Swords can quite often represent being at a crossroads, needing to make an important decision, okay? And sometimes being very confused, you know, very uncertain about things. So the blessing here is that you may be coming to a conclusion on something. You might be making a decision, okay? You might be making the right decision for you, okay? You know, doing what is right for your personal situation and not letting anyone else interfere. But the Two of Swords can also represent you opening up, okay, to spirit, to people around you, okay, being a little bit more in the flow rather than being closed off, right? Two of Swords, that is not a welcoming, open, warm, fuzzy energy, right? So you could really just be finding yourself a little bit more in the flow in the weekend, okay, but making some important decisions there as well, seeing the truth, seeing the light, perhaps, okay? But this can also represent, you know, trusting your intuition to help you move past a situation or to help you move forward or make some choices. Okay, face your challenges head on, right? Your intuition, again, very much at an all-time high. Your overall outcome for your weekend, though, we have the Three of Cups. Yippee! The Three of Cups represents some happiness, some joy. It's the social card where we get together with our friends and our family. We have a good time. You may get some really good news. You might just be in a very jovial mood with that Three of Cups, okay? So certainly a very wonderful, very lively, very positive energy. For me, it's always the happy hour card, right? You know, it's like, hey, a friend calls you up and says, hey, you know what are you doing? And you're like, well, nothing really. I'm just kind of, you know, enjoying my weekend. It's not really a lot going on. My kids are fighting. And, you know, your friend's like, hey, you want to go and have a drink and an appy? Hell yeah. All right, there you go. That Three of Cups. So, but the Three of Cups can also represent your mindset. Okay. Being in a very positive mindset, being very much kind of connected, you know, you're having a pretty good weekend, and whatever issues are going on over here, you're gonna deal with it. You're gonna get over it. You're gonna resolve it, and or you're gonna bypass it entirely. Okay, so and you're gonna be having this very positive energy. So you got a couple little ups and downs in your weekend, not gonna lie. Okay, but I think overall, I think it's really not so shabby. I'm gonna leave that there for you guys. I hope there was something here that resonated with you. If there was, please don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I thank you so very much for watching. I just noticed we have number 33 coming out there for you, so look that up. All right, but anyways, thank you for watching, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you later. Bye.